Hey guys, welcome to Divine Comedian Tarot, aka Kristen Tinsley Psychic Medium. So I wanted to start this new series. I've been spending a lot of time on Reddit, and I have my own little thread there, but I also see a lot of people within like the medium community and the tarot community. There's a lot of people that come in there and they ask questions. And like I answer them all the time. I've had people contact me for readings through there. I've had people ask me questions or answer me back, but it's so nice to connect to another community of mediums to try to find out what their experiences are and how they're answering questions. So I just kind of like hang out there in the background and just kind of see what's up. But today, or actually the other day, I saw a question posed by someone and they were feeling a little bit paranoid about the reader that they contacted to do a reading because this particular reader was asking them for private information. So, in this video, I'm going to tell you about what a psychic or a medium should and shouldn't ask you for prior to a reading, and also just kind of let you know some of the things about privacy, because I had a client of mine tell me that, oh, I'd love to refer you to someone else, but I just need you to keep my reading private. And I'm going to tell you why. You don't have to worry about stuff like that, but I'm going to tell you why. So let's get into it. Okay. So, what type of questions would a reader ask you? Now, it's pretty obvious that the readings have changed over time. When I was much younger, and my sister would always go to get a reading done. So when I was younger, I would just go to the people that she went to before I was practicing. I always knew that I had psychic abilities. I had no idea what mediumship was. And my first experience with a medium just completely baffled me. It didn't baffle me because like I just kind of had like that inner knowing that this was not anything to be afraid of and should be something, to embrace. And what I mean by they've changed is that people would only go in person to see a reader. You had to go to their house, or you did it over the phone, or you stopped into one of those like on the side of the road psychic places that you would just like psychic reading and you would pull over there and you would get a reading. But now the way things are done, where people do virtual readings through Zoom, people do it through WhatsApp, they do it through Messenger, on Facebook, on Instagram, TikTok lives, even YouTube lives, podcasts. There's so many different ways that people are doing virtual readings. And a lot of people ask me, is that effective? Because I do get a lot of clients who don't use technology in the way that we use technology, and they always want an in-person reading, which is fine. But if you live in another state, how are you going to do that? So I kind of feel like having these types of readings that are online are good, but it also can leave you open to scams. And this was what the Reddit poster was concerned about, was that she was getting scammed by what the reader asked her. But the first time that I ever went to a medium, she told me some things that only I would know. And it was something very specific. And I didn't have to tell her anything. All I did was walk in, sit down. She knew what college I went to. She knew the name of the guy that in my class that I had a crush on. She knew the area that I was trying to move. And she also knew about a stuffed lion that I had left on my friend's grave. And there was only one other person in the world that knew that I did that, and that was his mother. Because she asked me, hey, did you leave a stuffed lion, or somebody left a stuffed lion on his tombstone? And this was like 2 years after he died. And I was like, yeah, that was me. How she knew that, I don't know. I still go to this reader whenever I need some advice, still to this day, because she's just absolutely amazing. But I do the same thing as a medium, where I'm able to tell you very specific things that only you and the person that I'm communicating with on the other side would know. Okay. But we're going to push that aside for a second. So when I do a reading with someone who I've never met, they're contacting me through my website, or they're contacting me through text message because they're coming in as a referral, right? So if somebody sends me a text message and they say, hi, Melissa referred me to you. I would like to know when I can book a reading. Okay. No, notice how there's no name, there's no nothing. They haven't told me their name. Nothing. So the only thing I'm going to ask them is, what is your name? And my phone is full of first names and just referred by so and so, reading, whatever. But if somebody were to ask you your name, your email address, and your telephone number, that is just a way for us to get, I'm speaking just for myself, I can't speak for everyone else, but that is a way for us to keep in contact with you. This is a business. And I am a public performer. I'm a stand-up comic, so I do go out in public and I do perform on stages. I do shows, I teach classes, I do all kinds of things. So I want to keep the people that I've read for, informed about my shows that are coming up, if they want to sign up for a class, if whatever, if just to send them an email to see how they are. I don't do that often because, I don't solicit like that, but that is just a way for us to get your information. Now, what this particular poster thought was, could it be that this reader was trying to find out information about her? Now, specifically, she was asking about an ex. And she said, the reader said, can I have your picture and his picture and your birth dates? That immediately, in the poster's mind, raised a red flag, because why would she need all of that information? I'm going to explain to you. Okay. So there is a big difference between a psychic and a medium, the big difference. And some people are going to argue, okay, and say, oh, there's no difference. Everybody has those abilities. Yes, we all do have those abilities, but some of us who stepped into that calling, our abilities are a little bit more heightened than just a regular person who's not doing that, okay? I'm hearing like things about me. Somebody moved that upstairs and there's like, I hear like these weird noises up there and I'm like, what the hell's going on up there? But anyway, it could just be my own imagination, or maybe it's a goose. I don't know. Anyway, so this is my YouTube channel. And when we do readings on here, okay, for the collective, and we say to you, hey, if you want to book a private reading with us, or let's say you want a recorded reading with somebody, of course it helps to look at the other person's picture and also to know who you are, because we also have to validate that you're a real person. Okay, because like I said, there are a lot of scam artists out there. Okay. So how do we know that you're going to, number one, pay for your reading, and number two, you're not just looking to, do whatever, okay, steal our information or whatever it is? There's a lot of stuff. Have I read for people without knowing anything about them, their picture, just their name? Absolutely. Because the messages are not coming from me personally. They're being channeled through me from source, from your spirit guides, my spirit guides, whoever is coming in to deliver the messages for you. That's how the messages are being delivered, okay? On a psychic level, you're going to want to look at somebody's picture, somebody else's picture, to try to get, otherwise, the psychic reading, at least in my space, when I do a reading on someone and they want to know, is my ex coming back? Is this permanent? Like, what's going on? Whatever questions that they want to know about the ex, I'm going to look at how their energy is affecting you, because I'm reading you. And if this person is attached to you and you guys have a karmic tie or a soul tie or just whatever attachment, 9 times out of 10, the energy that the person I'm reading for is also the energy of the person that they're inquiring about, because we're all reflections of each other. It just depends on how you look at energy, okay? Not everybody reads that way, but I do. But if I want to get concrete information on this person, where I'm telling my spirit guides, focus in on this person, I need information on this person, what's going on with them, and they will give me that information, okay? Can someone tell you if someone's cheating or they're being unfaithful? Just as a moral code, I don't agree with telling someone that, because you don't know what they're going to do with that information. It could cause a whole lot of trouble. So if you're a reader and you're watching this, I would try to steer clear of topics like that, because if somebody's cheating on somebody else, what we think is cheating is actually the universe's way of saying it's time to move on. Okay. Whether you move on and you find someone else, or they moved on and they found the person that they're supposed to be learning from, can get very complicated. Okay. So I usually try to, leave that to their own discernment without having to lead anybody towards that, because I'm going to advise you in a way that, listen, maybe it would be better if you just moved on with your life and healed, and then, find someone else or see how this person responds back to you. Okay. Or I'm able to, yes, give information about this person, how they're thinking, how they're feeling by looking at their picture. Do I need to? No, I don't. Because if that information is necessary, then and it's available, it's going to come in. Okay. So this person was immediately put up in arms because she was asked for this information. However, here's the second part to that. Some people also incorporate astrology into the readings. We have books here that tell us, okay, this sign with this sign, these are some of the issues that they could be having. This is how they could work around. I mean, there's a lot of information out there when it comes to astrology. Not everybody's, is an astrologer. But sometimes that's just an added benefit to just try to explain a little bit as to why these two particular signs may be clashing. Okay. That's why it's always important to know when you do book a reader, ask them how they give their divination. Ask them what they use. I am a psychic medium, but I'm also divinefemedian tarot. And a lot of people ask me, well, what's a divinefemedian? And that was a name that was given to me when I turned 40. I just aged myself anyway. When I turned 40, I was booking a comedy show to celebrate my birthday, and I wanted to come out as a medium. I had started to make jokes about what it was like to be a psychic, and I wanted to really kind of make it official. So I just got this download, and it said Divine Femedian, and it broke down to Divine Feminine Medium Comedian. Okay. I started with tarot cards. Tarot cards is what really, tarot cards was what was around me my whole life. So tarot was kind of like a gateway to open up more senses and bring me back to my mediumship. So can I do both? Yes. So a mediumship reading, with that, I used several different things. I use automatic writing. I have books here that are filled with messages that I've channeled for people that I'm reading for. Also names and situations and all kinds of things that I write down and just channel through my mind. Just let spirit just go through and tell me what it is that they need to tell. Or it's also their form of answering someone back in more of a sentence form, as opposed to just bits and pieces of images of what spirit's trying to explain. Okay. So you should always ask what their divination is, but my divination is mediumship. It's tarot, it's oracle cards. I even have charms here to try to pull things, but the messages are coming from my spirit guides. They're coming from your guides. They're coming from the higher source power. Okay. So that's where it's coming from. Does everybody read that way? No, they don't. Some mediums just very strictly just channel and they give you the messages and there's no interruption. It's just flowing, 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 flowing. And then that's it. They may or may not answer questions for you at the end. I always allow my clients to ask me questions. They can ask me any questions not. Otherwise, as soon as I'm on, I'm on. Here's where the privacy thing comes in. Okay. Because when people say, people may think, well, if I give you a picture of my person and you have my picture, is it possible that you could do a reverse search on me and my person and perhaps contact my person, tell them about the reading? Is it just, I could just imagine all the crazy things that people think. Listen, this isn't catfish. Okay, this isn't catfish. I know that catfish literally showed you in 2 seconds how you could reverse search a picture and come up with all this information about a person and all this stuff. If you subscribe to a service like that where you could dig up somebody, or of course you can, reverse search a picture and find somebody's social media. But what would you really find on someone's social media page? I do not let my clients onto my private social media. Do they find me? Yes, because my phone number is saved in their phone. I come up as, sometimes we have mutual friends. Sometimes they come to my shows. They buy tickets to my shows. However, they're connecting with me, my email, whatever it is. Do I get friend requests from clients to come on my social media? Yes. Could I look at someone's social media and put together a whole reading for them? No, it doesn't work that way. Just the thought of that is so uncomfortable and so wrong. Like, why would somebody spend that much time? Let me just back up for a second. The average reading, okay, I charge $90 an hour for a reading, okay, on average, okay? Most readers are not charging that much. Maybe they charge a little bit more. Some readers charge 500, thousands of dollars for readings, okay? And some people charge maybe 30, 25 bucks. If you see me out at a psychic fair, the readings are going to be $25. If, it depends, to subscribe to a software that does background information on people, just like the basic, like you could just type in like true crime finder or some whatever, you type in someone's name and like their address will come up, their phone number, their next of kin will come up, like all this stuff would come up on that, like truthfinder.com or something like that. But you're not going to get the intimate details that come in about a person or their relationships or their crossed over loved ones on their Facebook page. If someone died and it was on their Facebook page, they're going to post this. But most likely, a lot of people don't post a lot of information about someone that's passed away because everybody has seen on their own personal pages when someone has died. Am I sitting here, or is anyone else really sitting here stockpiling and saying, oh, so-and-so's mother died in April, and let me write that down and let me contact them for reading? That's just absurd. But with that said, could someone do that? They could, but what are you really going to gain from that? What are you really going to be able to tell someone that they're not going to be put on by that? This is why I highly caution against internet readers, people who contact you. I've been contacted by people on Instagram that have sent me messages and said, hey, I was very attracted to your profile. There's something that you need to know. Would you mind if I gave you a reading? I'm not going to answer that person. And some of them have been accurate. Some of them have been, like, yeah, I see this happening within your family right now or within your life right now. Would you like a reading? I need to tell you something. And I'll be like, I'm still not going to go for it, because if there's something going on that I need to consult them with, I have plenty of people around me, as well as my older readers that I've been seeing since in my 20s, that I could go to help with, because we all need help. Or I can just go within, meditate, and get my answers from source. And now that I'm a much more confident psychic and medium, I definitely do 100% trust my guides that they will always lead me down the right path and they will always give me the right answers. So I very rarely, unless it's something where I'm just like, I need help with this, would I go to one of my private readers. Have I contacted YouTube readers? Yes. Some of them because listen, we are channels. We're a channel. And if I focus my energy on a couple of readers and I'm listening to what they're saying, and source knows that and my guides know that they can channel the information and what I need to know through this person so that I hear it and I get the message loud and clear, they will do that. And one reader was completely telling my story, like 100%, like she just nailed it. And I was like, I need to book a reading with this person. I was not disappointed. So, okay. She didn't know anything about me. She knew nothing about me. Nothing. So I would use caution with contact when people contact you, because sometimes people, they get lured in by oh, you have a message for me? You have information about me? Oh my God. Oh, okay, okay. And then you get like a text, like nobody should be texting you a reading. That's just kind of not how that works. I don't do it like that. I would always make a video for somebody. If they asked me a question, I needed to explain it to them. I needed to speak to them or whatever it was. And usually that's just for like a client who I've read for before. I'll make like I'll pull a couple cards and I'll show them the cards and I'll videotape myself responding to how I'm interpreting the information. Okay. So that's one way to do it. But if someone's contacting you and saying that I have information about you, I have a reading that I want to tell you, right? Because listen, that person definitely 100% had a right to be paranoid, because what if that person were to take, whoever that is that's messaging them, what if they were to take that information and send it to somebody? Because when you're doing a reading, sometimes, especially if you're stressed out about love or you're stressed out about a relationship or something like that, of course, you're going to open up a little bit more about it because you want the best information. So you want to make sure that that information is secure. Who wouldn't, right? So do we share information with other people that book readings? Absolutely not. Okay. I don't talk about my readings with anyone else because I'm not going to remember it. I do not remember. Of course, there are some readings that stand out so much in my mind where I'm like, I cannot, there's no way that I'm going to be able to forget this. And then after a while, but I don't, it's not enough to remember to tell somebody, oh, I had a reading from this girl the other day and blah, 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 blah. No, it doesn't happen like that. It's not going to be like, well, she told me this, or oh, she told me that, or this came through for her. Why would I waste my time, or why would anyone waste their time to tell someone else's information? Okay. Of course, there are similar situations between people where we might say, without saying a name or without getting too specific, usually people are complete strangers where we'll say, well, hey, yeah, this situation happened to someone else and this is what, worked for them. Of course, you could share that information, but you're not telling somebody anybody's personal information. Your people don't want to feel alone in their situation. People don't want to feel like I'm not alone in this. And the advice that I'm getting is not just some, random advice coming from a person who doesn't know me. It's not coming from me. It's coming from them. I'm speaking to you physically, but they're speaking to you through me. So the advice that you're getting doesn't come from me. So I'm not even here. When I open up my channel, don't ask me how I do this, but when I open up, I'm consciously aside. The person that's speaking to you now is not here. That's when source comes in, that's when spirit comes in, and they come through me and speak through me. You will see my voice change. You will see the cadence of my voice change sometimes. I will say things that only that person will say. It doesn't happen all the time like that, but a lot of it, because when I close my eyes and I look into my third eye, it plays like a movie. And I can see images in my mind that the spirit is sharing with me to let you know that it's them. So the way a psychic medium reading would go would be you're providing evidence to someone. Like I'm getting a grandmother energy here. She's telling me that her name is Rose and her favorite color was pink. As a matter of fact, everything was pink. Her walls were pink, her car was pink, she sold Mary Kay. She always had this, very distinctive perfume that she always wore. And she's coming in to remind you about the ring that she left you before she passed over. And then this is what she wants to tell you. This is what she's observed within the family, or this is the message that she wants to tell you. It's never going to be as general as just, oh, your grandmother's here and she's coming through to tell you that she loves you. A medium like myself would describe to you what this person looks like, their name, how they passed, and every evidence, every detail that they can give you to show you that's within your mind to give you this information so that you know that it's your person that you're reading for. And let's say it's the other way, right? Where you're drawing cards on someone else that's external to the person that you're talking to. And you just start getting all these messages like, oh, I see this person works. He's a mechanic. He's trying to save up money to buy his own shop. He lives in a basement somewhere. He has all these tools and this and that. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, you're confirming what I'm seeing. So I know that I have the right energy. Because guess what? Everybody has spirit guides. Everybody has somebody up there that can come through and give information about you and about someone else. Mhm. So they're going to give me details about this person. And then they're going to allow the situation to unfold to kind of tap into their energy, which spirit is tapping into their energy to give me information to tell you. Like, okay, the reason why this person broke up with you is because they're trying to save money for a business. They don't feel like they have enough money to support a family, or because this happened, or because they have trust issues, or because of this, or because of that. You're just seeing kind of behind the scenes of this person. Can we tell if a person is going to come back to you or not? I mean, I think most of you that watch tarot know for years, if you watch certain channels that you've been told, oh, this person's coming back, they're going to make a move towards you, they're going to. Have a moment of silence for those people that are still waiting. I've seen some of the comments of, yeah, I've been waiting 12 years for this person to come back, and they haven't come back. You want to know why? Because people have free will. In one reading, you may hear that this person's coming back, and then the next reading, you hear this person's running away, because people have free will. Sometimes people don't know the way back to a person that they've ended things with because we can't control other people. We can only control ourselves. However, if you are willing to learn and you're willing to listen, you can most certainly listen to some guidance when you go for a reading. I don't know who that was. Go through some guidance with people, with me, a spiritual counselor, or somebody who works with energy that's going to show you this is how you clear out the blocks. This is how you open yourself up to healing the situation. Because, if you're in the energy of resentment and you're in the energy of hating this person and you're in the energy of being sad about this, you're staying stuck in the past because the past is the past. And a lot of people get stuck there because they want that apology. They want the resurrection of what they had before. But the thing is, in order to move forward in a connection when it comes to an end, is to heal and to learn from the lessons that you were supposed to learn. And then you get to make the decision, do I want this person back? After knowing what I know and seeing the growth and the potential that I've had and realizing that I have other things to do in life other than to be with this person, because eventually sometimes the thought of being with the person that you were with before where things didn't work out can be a little bit unsettling, right? If I were to think about going back to my ex-boyfriend, I would be like, you've lost your mind. You'd be taking 2,000 steps back, but if a reader told me, hey, listen, your ex-boyfriend's going to call you and you guys are going to have a conversation and you're just going to forgive each other and you're going to, it's not necessary. Right there, it's not necessary. I've already forgiven and I've forgotten and I've moved on. If he needs to do that, then he needs to do that on his own. And that's what a lot of people, miss when, and a lot of people just feel like, well, I can't call this person and apologize, or I can't get this person back because of the things that happened. So I'm just going to move on and I'm just going to close out that chapter and I'm going to ignore that there's any sort of resurrection or any reconciliation or anything like that, potentially in the future, because most people don't want to, take responsibility or accountability for the things that they've done in a relationship or in a connection, because we're all guided to trigger each other, to heal, to grow, and to learn. Okay. However, if you do look at a picture of somebody, you can see, okay, well, this person is doing this in their life, or this is the path that they've chosen, right? We can absolutely take a look and see where that person's at. What is their frame of thinking? What is their emotional state? How are they, but can it be related to you? Absolutely. Because we're getting those messages. So sending a picture to someone is not bad, but I would encourage that if you do that, it's not going to be one of those readings where they're just responding to you through Messenger. They're just texting your reading to you. They're not looking at you. They're not engaging with you. They're not answering your questions as they're going along with the reading. They're just regurgitating information back to you and that's it. No. So what I would do is if they ask that up front and they're not doing a video reading of you, sometimes they may ask for those pictures before they do a reading so they have some time to concentrate on the energy. I know that I did that in the beginning when I first started doing private parties, because I believe that we get messages way before we do a reading. But what I found was happening is that when people did send the pictures to me, I was writing down the information in the order that I would get the pictures. And then when I would actually go to do the readings in the people's homes at the parties or whatever, I would be getting information for Susan when it was actually meant for Tammy. So it kind of gets all over the place. So I just stopped doing that. I like to be surprised. It doesn't matter. I've learned as I've went on the years that I could just have someone sitting right in front of me, whether it be on the computer or right in front of my, personal space, and I'm able to tap in. I don't need a picture. I'm still gonna get those messages in advance. I just write them down. If it resonates, it resonates. But trust me, it's going to resonate with somebody somewhere down the line of the names and the situations that I get early. Okay. That's why I published that journal that I did, Messages from Spirit, Psychic Mediums journal for people who want to communicate with the spirit world and want to document their messages and want to document what goes on, especially if you're a medium. It's like a client intake form. I mean, it makes your readings 1,000 times more accurate because you have that information and you could just go with it, and you could just really open yourself up because you just have it right there and you have your evidence right there. So it really enriches it. But if you are interested in that, you can go on Amazon, Messages from Spirit, Psychic Mediums Journal. I'm also going to be hosting a mediumship class. I will be announcing that date soon. So if you want to sign up for that, I teach evidential mediumship, and I teach different ways of doing readings and stuff like that, and how you can put yourself out there in a new way, okay? As well as sharpening your toolbox of how to get those nudges from spirit, get those golden nuggets of information. Some people may call it cheating. I don't call it cheating. I say, this is what the information that you're getting. You're writing it all down, and it's wonderful because it really just helps to enhance your readings because the information's right there. Anyway. Right. And those are all channeled. It's not something that you look up, it's channeled. Okay. And I prove it to people. Do it all the time. Like, all right, I always write the dates down. This is the day I did the reading. This is the date. This is the names I got. This is the situation. This is your person coming in at this date before I even met you. People are like, whoa. Whatever. So, in summary, we don't talk about other people's readings. We are light workers. We are out here to help people, not to hurt them. We are not out here to scam anybody. We are not out here to tell anybody's business. We are not out here to do that. The spiritual repercussion, ass whooping that we would get if we did that would be very, very great. Okay. Nobody has that kind of time to sit there and dig up all this information on you. Should you safeguard yourself? Absolutely. Be smart about it. I see it all the time, even in like these Facebook groups where somebody will randomly post like, oh, who's the best psychic medium? I need somebody, blah, blah, blah. I really feel personally, I feel like they do that to try to like get engagement within their group because they know that something like there's certain posts that I see consistently within groups that just automatically get a lot of responses because there's really nothing else being posted on the groups. So they'll post like, oh, who's the best psychic medium? Like I've timed it, like how many times an admin will post that, like who's the best psychic medium, and of course it's always like the more well-known psychic mediums like John Edwards, Teresa Caputo, like all those people, like, and then like local people, like I've been recommended a million times on there, and some people have reached out to me legitimately and said, hey, we're looking to book a psychic for a party, are you interested? I've done it. I've done gigs all over the place, through recommendations from people. I mean, a lot of times I don't have to advertise. I usually just ask for the people who resonate with me to come to me for a reading because I don't reach out to anybody unsolicited. I would never reach out to somebody and say, hey, I would like to do a reading. But if I have your phone number and your email address because you're opting in, yes, I'm going to send you when I offer specials. I'm going to send you, it's Christmas time. Hey, it's buy one, get one readings for you and a family member. 20% off if you book a party, like whatever. Like if I decide to do that, whatever. Or let them know about the spiritual counseling, or let them know about an event that I have going on, or just let them, just give some messages to people. Like that's the only reason why I would use it. But, so I always go with people that I know or people that I know that have been read because, a lot of people will say, oh, go to this person. They're so spot on. Like, I can't stand that word. Like when people are like, oh, they're so spot on. Like, what does that even mean? Be careful when somebody says that. What does that even mean? Right? What does that mean? So spot on. Spot on about what? Because when somebody recommends me and they say, oh, she was very spot on, they mean she pulled through somebody that died, and she gave me information that nobody else would know. That's what spot on means. Sometimes spot on to certain people means that they were able to tell their situation and what they were going through to the T. But that just depends on what you were going for and what you were looking for. So when you say to your friend, oh, go to see this person, they were so spot on with me, may not mean that that psychic or medium may be so spot on with them, because not everybody is meant to be read by just anybody. I tend to think that, if somebody is called to me, somebody's resonating with me, they're going to come to me, they're going to book a reading. Okay. So be careful when people tell you, oh, this person was so spot on. Find out if that's the case, find out how they do their readings, what happened in the reading. Okay. It is perfectly acceptable for you to ask any psychic or medium, what is their form of divination? What do they use? Instead of just assuming that we use a crystal ball, that we use a Ouija board, that we use this and that. And please, 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 please do not tell us what we can or cannot do. That's why I ask that you ask what our form of divination is. I cannot tell you how many times people have said, don't use tarot cards. I don't believe in tarot cards. I don't want you to use tarot cards. I'm fine with that. If somebody has a preference and they say, listen, I don't want you to use any tarot cards, that's fine. I don't need my cards. Some people want to see something. Some people will say, can you ask the cards about this? So they think that the cards are answering them. Whatever you want. Sure, no problem. I could use my cards. Some people find oracle cards to be less threatening. They find them to be, more wordy than just looking at the Page of Swords. That's, not really telling us much other than the definition of the card and what we're, being, called to say about this energy. It just depends. And some people will say, like some people book me and say, oh, we don't want like a medium because we don't want people to, we don't want anyone to know when they're going to die. I think I'll save that for the next meeting. Yeah. But yeah, don't tell people what to do. Know who you're hiring. Know what they do. Just because somebody's a psychic does not mean that they're a medium. Okay? All psychics are psychic and mediums are mediums. I am a psychic medium. So I have both. I am skilled in psychometry, which means that I can hold objects that you give me and I can tell you all about the person that had this object. I can also do channeling. I can also do automatic writing where I'm writing down specific messages to people. And before you come for me in the comments, I have receipts of all of this stuff. So those are just my divination. Do I use tarot cards? Sometimes I do. Do I use oracle cards? Every time I do a reading, because my oracle cards just back up, especially like very specific decks. Like this one, Antique of Magic, is absolutely amazing. And it always backs up everything that I say, just sums it up, everything in here. And I know this deck so well that my guides can just show me a picture of what they want. Like I don't have to shuffle them. They just show me a picture of the image that they want me to read the card from, and it always resonates. I love this deck. It's absolutely amazing. But sorry, it's out of print. You can't get it anymore. Yeah, sucks. Yeah, it's terrible. What's another one that's good? I don't have it out here with me. But it is the Oracle of Seven Energies by Colette Baron Reed. Is an amazing oracle deck. So I definitely recommend that. And then this one too is my oracle deck as well as a psychic deck, the Psychic Tarot by my favorite instructor, John Holland. So I definitely, use all that. So, but if somebody, feel free to write down your questions when you seek somebody, where people will be like, well, I don't have any questions. I just want to see what you come up with. That's fine. It's fine. But just know that you can direct a reading however you want. If you have a specific question about your love life, about your finances, about your career, about your goals, about anything, write it down. So that even if you're not telling us what it is, write it down. So that as the reading is going through, your questions are going to be answered, because once you write it down, your guides, the universal energy, knows that you're inquiring about this, and they're going to give us the answer. Okay. So write it down. If you have questions, which everybody does. Some people say, no, I don't have any questions. I just want to hear what you had to say. Right. See ya. But a lot of times people do want to know. But just in short, in case you don't come back to watch another video about this, no, mediums do not predict death. Okay. I'm speaking for myself. I don't know what other, I've definitely heard some horror stories out there where people have been, freaked out by mediums. People have been, just craziness going on. I don't, unless someone is very close to death. They will give me that information and they will say, like, if say if somebody's sick, they will say, okay, you have this amount of time before they go. So, and that's to go in and clear the aces, clear the board, tell them you love them, see them, one more time before they're alive. Say what you need to say, whatever it is. Okay. Or just to let them know, like, listen, this is who's coming through. Or if the person's not able to speak, I'm still able to connect to them even while they're still alive. Okay. So I'm able to give messages already from that person, even though they haven't crossed over, but they will give those messages. And almost all the time, I'm always right. But a regular person like you that's listening right now, I would never be like, oh, you're going to die on October 13th, 1994. I said 1994 because I don't want anyone that's watching this that may think, oh my God, October's next month. I'm watching this. Is she talking to me? No, no. Everyone goes when they're supposed to go. And I don't think that anybody really should go around telling anybody when they're going to die, because that just kind of ruins the fun. It ruins the fun of life. Because then it just makes you focus on when you're going to die and takes away your focus on how you should live. And that's the most important thing that a medium does, is we help you on your life path. We channel messages of hope, to heal, to inspire, to lift up, to remind you who you are. And who you are is a spiritual being having a human experience. And yes, there's lots of human things that get in the way of all of this. And that's what we're here to do, most of us anyway. We're here to help you on that life path because we want you to be successful. We want you to be happy. We want you to have so much love and abundance in your life, because why not enjoy it? Why not? We don't want you to be sad, and we don't want to scam you, and we don't want to hurt you. We just want to help you. You have every right to feel like, because there's a huge stigma about psychics and mediums and scams and frauds and all of this stuff. But, and of course, with the new way that people read, there's more ways for people who are low vibrational to take advantage of people. Okay? So be careful. And if you're watching a lot of tarot readings, you try to get the answers and you're just watching and watching, watching. You're not really getting anywhere. Book a private reading with any of us, with me, with anybody. Book a private reading. Get it done. You'd be surprised at the answers that you would get when it's just your energy, because that will help you to move forward. Instead of waiting for the answer that you want to hear, you're going to get the answer that you need to help you to move forward. And that's the difference. That's a big difference between being spot on most of the time, because they gave you the answer that you wanted to hear, not necessarily the answer that you needed. Okay? I'm a person that gives the answer you need, because, I'm blunt. I'm a Sagittarius. I can't help it. So anyway, don't worry. Your readings are completely confidential. I know that on some channels or some things, they will say that this reading is for entertainment purposes only. I know that that's a disclaimer, that that's all of this stuff. And some people say, oh, see, it's only for entertainment, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's just a safe door. You know what I mean? You know when somebody's real. And I know a lot of people have questions, and I know a lot of people doubt it. I know a lot of people, this and that. And that's why Spirit gives us the evidence that they give us, so that we can show people that this is real. We're not out here to show you that it's real or not. We know what we have. And we're going to do for you what we do for everybody else, thousands of people that we've helped. You'd be very surprised what a medium actually really does. How many times I've had to go through the dark trenches and lift somebody out of that and just be like, hey, there's a light over here that you could walk through, living or dead, that you're going to find your peace, your happiness, your purpose, your power, and a connection to the divine that you forgot that you had. That's why we're here. We're not here to hurt anybody. We're not here to scam anybody. But you do you. You do what's comfortable for you. If somebody's asking you, I can't control who you contact. If you decide to go see a medium in person, Great. You're right in front of them. You can see what they're doing. Okay. If somebody's contacting you through the internet, check to see if they have a website, check to see if they have reviews. I personally don't have reviews out there on Google because, I mean, I've asked people to send me reviews, but listen, that comes a part of the privacy package. Some people don't want anyone to know that they went to go see a psychic. So I don't pressure people to give me reviews. I don't, because I understand some people don't want people to know that they went to go see a reader, and that's fine. I mean, what can I say? Are there people that have given me, reviews willingly, and I'll just put like their initials or something like that? That's fine. That's another reason why people think it's fake, but that's the reason why it's like that, because there's a lot of people out there who don't want people knowing their private business, and I don't blame them. If you don't, you know, sometimes it just has to stay completely anonymous, and that's okay, you know. But yeah, I mean, I would probably feel a little bit uncomfortable if somebody asked me for a picture of a guy that I want some information about. I'd be like, oh God, are you gonna like post that out there somewhere? I would feel uncomfortable too. I'd be like, yeah, I don't really feel comfortable, giving that to you if the person insists that they need it now, and you're not meeting with this person face to face, and you don't feel that. I mean, I've had people come at me that way too, and once they meet me, they realize, oh, you're chill, like, yeah, I'm chill, like I'm a real person. I get it. I completely understand. But yeah, so I hope that you found this video to be helpful to you. If you have any questions, of course, leave them in the comments, or if you want to share your experiences uh, that you've had out there in the psychic world and seeking answers to if we share information, if we're looking to, do background checks on you, or, all of this stuff, just throw all of that out the window, because trust me, you would know. If somebody is pulling your leg, you would know. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, I see. Last Friday, you ate hamburgers for dinner, and you posted a post last Friday that you ate hamburgers for dinner." I mean, come on, what are they? Come on, come on, okay? Just use common sense when thinking about this stuff. And I don't mean that as an insult, but use common sense. Somebody's starting off with that, but you don't want to shell out money to be disappointed. I totally get it. I've definitely paid for readings for, with readers that I've had for a while, and I'm like, okay, yeah, but Spirit already told me that. So I just paid you to tell me what they already told me. And that's my spirit guides being like, maybe you should listen. Anyway, yeah, I am available for private readings. I understand that most people on YouTube are watching from different time zones. I'm usually pretty flexible with that. Sometimes I have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do a reading for somebody. And hey, listen, I'm here for it. This is my work. This is what I do. And then sometimes people will send me questions that they have, and I can record a reading for them. And that's perfectly fine. They want it, I've done it before, never spoken to this person, and they just sent me a question about what they want to know about, and I will answer them. But if it's just, hey, if it's just an anonymous email, hey, do you have any messages for me about this? And I don't have, like, okay, do I have any messages for you? I'm just looking, it's just weird. Like, it's not that you could be picking up on anybody's energy, and what am I telling you, so you have to give us something, a name, a picture of yourself, something, a voice, something that we can connect to, so that we can connect to you, because we're zeroing in on your energy, right? We're not looking to grab, because there's energies around us at any given moment looking to communicate. So just be a little bit fair, okay, with us, because we're not trying to hurt you. We're not trying to scam you, okay? You'll know. Ask your spirit guides, am I being scammed? Am I? No? Okay. All right. So thank you for watching. And my information is down in the description box. If you want to contact me for a reading, I'll be here. Do it like I'm doing right now. You'll always see my face. You'll always hear my voice, so that you know it's me. All right. I wish you well, and I hope that this answered some questions for some people out there. And look forward to more of this series, because I intend on answering some more questions. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.